Hi, my name is Luther Snow, and I'm a private consultant who does work with communities and congregations, nonprofit organizations, and others to build our capacities to get things done together that we couldn't get done on our own. I'm a developer of a method that has become popular in voluntary and community organizations over the years called quick and simple asset mapping. Asset mapping meaning assets are things that are of value, things that we care about, things that we can use to get things done in community. That might include individual talents and skills, associations, youth assets, assets of adults, economic assets, businesses, health assets, and so forth. And what we've learned is that when people are focused on assets rather than their needs, what we don't have, and we're looking at what we do have, then we're empowered to act in ways that we couldn't have acted before by connecting our gifts with each other to get things done together that we couldn't get done on our own. And the amazing thing to me, what we've been talking about here today at this conference, is that shift in mindset from the half-empty to the half-full cup leads us into relationship with each other in a way that we start to appreciate and understand and lift up the sense of being part of a larger whole, a whole that's larger than the sum of its parts, that we shift from youth versus adults to all of us in community, or Anglos and Latinos to all of us in community, or our town and your town to our region, and how we can do things then because we're empowered as a part of a larger whole. The work I do with communities, I've had 30 years in this business, and I've done housing development and economic development and youth development and so forth and so on. But what it's really taught me is how to read a community dynamic. So I work with people and I begin to understand the sense of what I call the genius of the community, the sense of the people have about why this place, why these people, what's special about us, and be able to lift that up. And most communities, maybe every community, also has a negative thing, a negative dynamic going on. What I call a fixed-sum game, some sense that my gain is your loss, us against them. Some sense that what we used to have that we don't have, or what they have that we don't have, or some sense that some larger institutions are forcing us into some scarce resource mentality and context and situation. And what I do is I try to help communities to see the extent to which they can take action based on their assets to get out of that fixed sum dynamic and to lift up an open sum dynamic. My gain is your gain, is our gain. What's good for you is good for me. What's good for both of us is good for the wider community. Asset thinking is not optimism. There really is poverty in the world, isn't there? There really is hunger in the world. There's violence in the world. And so asset thinking does not mean turn your back on all that. In fact, what it means is take action on those issues. When we take action, we're using our assets. Because you can't use what you don't have. And when we're taking action in community, it's voluntary, and you can't force people to volunteer, so it has to be about this dynamic that I talk about, the connecting of our assets, so that we each feel that we contribute and gain in community. And when that happens, we lift up this genius of community. We remember why we're here together in the first place as an organization or as a people, and that takes us to a place of new opportunity, creating new assets, more people finding new ways to get involved, and it's a snowball effect of positive thinking and action over time. And when it happens, it's amazing. And what's so cool about it is that the results that come from it are unexpected. You couldn't have planned them, let alone control them. So there's a sense of networked action, that we give up control to achieve success. And isn't that the coolest thing? Isn't that what's happening with this internet program? Aren't we a part of a larger whole? Aren't we getting things done together that we couldn't get done on our own? Aren't we looking at a YouTube video from a place somewhere else in the world, being inspired there because of our connection with each other across distance, and then that group is taking on some other action, and that group leads to somebody else and is inspirational to somebody else, and we build a movement. And that's what feeds me and inspires me. So thank you for the work that you all are doing to put this media, internet thing together. And go do some more good work, and thank you for being part of the movement.